This is Tom, and Tom, first of all, is it okay if I show this video to other people, like on the internet or other patients?
Of course.
Great, Tom. You have come a long way.
Yeah.
I want you to first of all tell your story on how you got to the point of being in so much pain and under the care of a pain specialist.
Well, first of all, I'm a 30-year law enforcement officer. I was I spent many years both in patrol as a felony detective and 13 years as a police chief. But during that time, I had many things happen that were abusive to my body. But in 2004, the worst thing happened to me. And while serving my duty, I ruptured a disc in my neck. And I went to the doctor, and he told me that's what happened, and then told me I need to just let it try to heal. So I did. But that didn't work. The original pain was excruciating, but it got to where it was just terrible instead of excruciating. And then I finally got sent to a neurosurgeon. And he told me I needed to have a fusion done. So I trusted the neurosurgeon. It was one of the best around, and I had a fusion in my neck. And that didn't take care of the pain. The surgery was done, and it continued to hurt. Even after that, the pain did not stop. So I went back to the doctor, and he told me after another x-ray and that I needed more surgery. That was in about 2006. So I had another surgery in 2006, and they fused more discs in my neck. And the pain continued after that. And the doctors kept telling me, and these were all neurosurgeons, kept telling me that mechanically I was fine. They didn't know why it kept hurting, and they kept sending me to pain doctors, and the pain doctors did me no good. The pain that I suffered was worse than what I went there for. And then in 2007 I had another surgery because they thought that maybe they missed. So now I had a third surgery, fusion in my neck, that fused me for most of my cervical vertebrae were fused. In 2007 I retired. I was disabled as a law enforcement officer. So at that time I retired, and I went again to the doctor, and I was being treated as a through workman's comp. The workman's comp doctor told me there was nothing the matter with me, that my pain may be there, but there's nothing more they could do. And I kept telling this doctor I could feel hardware moving in my neck. And this doctor told me, being a workman's comp doctor, that there was nothing they could do. And so at that time, workman's comp insurance cut off all benefits to me, including my access to pain doctors. This was the third or fourth pain doctor I was seeing at that time. This was in the fall of 2007. In January or February of 2008, I went to a neurosurgeon again, my original neurosurgeon, who was a great guy, and he took an x-ray and saw that, in fact, I was right. I had broken hardware in my neck. That the hardware they'd put in had broke. I had at least two screws that were broken, and the heads were broke off. So I had to have another surgery. This was the fourth. And I was sent to another neurosurgeon. This was the fourth neurosurgeon I went to. All of these neurosurgeons were recommended as some of the best in the Northwest, and I believe they are for what they do. The final neurosurgeon took a look at my mess and my neck, and he had to go in and do complete reconstruction. He had to take out what was in my neck and redo it. one of the screws that were broke off and my neck could not be removed. It was already calcified in the bone. They couldn't do anything about it, so they just left it. They took the head out that was broke off, which was fine, I guess, but I had that final surgery. After all that, I was still left with pain that was so severe that at times I didn't know what I was going to do. I couldn't even drive without a neck brace for more than 20 or 30 miles. I was going to another pain doctor, and this one was a great guy. He left me open to all types of other answers, and I told this pain doctor that I was not going to be stuck with just letting this happen. And I hurt so much all the time, but I was not going to allow that just to go on for the rest of my life. So after I recovered from my last surgery, the doctor said I was okay. That was like a mechanic saying the transmission still works. It doesn't matter if it still slips. Because my neck still had so much pain. It's hard to explain the pain that I had because it was so severe. I'm an old cop. I've been shot at, I've been stabbed, I've been kicked, I've been beat, but I've never had anything as painful as what happened to me in my neck. And I kept telling my pain doctor, I gotta do something. I can't stay on narcotic pain medicine my whole life. I mean, I will if I have to, but I have to have other answers. And he allowed me to seek these other answers. One of those was massage therapy. And that began some salvation for me. The massage therapy allowed me to at least have some existence, but it took at least 2 to 3 times a week just for me to function. It's hard to explain to someone who hasn't experienced this type of pain before. And I would not have understood it had not experienced it, but I suffered so bad. I won't say I was suicidal, but there were times where I didn't care if death happened. It just hurt that bad. Then about a month or 2 ago, I was coming to Boise, and the pain was so severe. I knew I could not even make it back to my home, which was about 40 miles away. And I'll be honest with you, my choice was stopping to see Dr. Harmon or going to the emergency room. And frankly, Dr. Harmon was closer, so I went to see him. And he gave me some injections through Prolozone therapy. And it was very painful. My neck muscles were so tight, it was difficult for him to even put needles in. Which was not new to me. It was new to him, but it was not new to me. I had been told that before. So that Thursday, Dr. Harmon gave me some injections, and then the next day he gave me some trigger point injections. And I still ached and hurt over the weekend. And on Monday, I had actually, as part of my now part-time career as an investigator, I had to go to northern Idaho. I was dreading it because they're going to have to drive. Driving 30 miles was a horrible pain for me. Driving 400 was going to be, I didn't think it was possible, but I had to do it. Well, come Monday, when I went to go, the pain was like a bad headache, but nothing like the severe pain I was having, which would have been compared to a headache, to a migraine. And then it was gone. Since that time, I have not had any of that horrible severe pain. And it's just, it's hard for me to express my gratitude. It's hard for me to express my gratitude for what has happened in my life. To be without that kind of pain again is a miracle for me. I have spent all these years thinking that I was going to have to go through my whole life with unbearable pain. And here I sit with no pain. And thank God for what Dr. Harmon did. And thank God for my pain doctor for allowing me to seek other options. I don't know what I would have done. And I feel foolish for behaving this way, but I'm an old cop. And I was a tough cop. To go through what I've been through, it's a miracle. And that's my story.
Tom, will you hold those up? I'm going to get a close-up of the back of your neck here. What it looked like after the surgery. It looks like a big zipper, actually.
Yeah, that was after my last surgery. I had surgery through both the front of my neck and the back. And this was the result of the last surgery I had.
Wow.
And it was typical what was being done to me. I was being cut open front and back by these doctors who knew nothing else. And
show the hardware. There you go.
this is some of the hardware photos that was taken and put into me over a period of those years, from 2004 to 2008.
So almost your entire neck. Your entire neck was fused.
Yes, I was fused from C2, which is the second vertebrae in my neck. If I had been fused from C1, I couldn't have moved at all.
Right.
I was fused from C2 down to, I think, T1 in my back. This is another shot of the fusions that was done, the hardware that was put in. And this was not done just one time. It was done multiple times with me. And as I say, I had surgery done both through the front of my neck and through my back, both several times.
Tom, when I first met you, the back of your neck looked like a big valley with like a big canyon with two mountains on either side of that canyon. That was remarkable to me. I had never seen anything like that in my 23 years of, I'd never seen anything like that. Turn around for a second and let's get a close-up. And this is a lot better than it used to be. Bend forward just a little bit so we get the good lighting. So that is what it looks like now, but it was a lot worse. I wish I would have gotten pictures of it before. Great, thank you.
It was horrible before. In fact, before this treatment with Dr. Harmon, my neck was so tight and so hard that I talked to my massage therapist, and she said it was like touching a brick. She couldn't move. She literally could not move this part of my neck. The muscles were so tight and so in this horrible shape that she didn't think she could help me. She actually told me my first time in. She said, I can't get these muscles to move. I don't know what I can do to help you. I mean, they were literally, you could not move this part of my neck or that part of my neck at all.
No.
Because they were just like solid. They were like, because the muscles were so tight, doing whatever muscles have to do to compensate. But now, last time I saw her, which was 2 weeks ago, she's still amazed. I mean, I still have, results because of this. Because what my doctors did to me, I still suffer. Nothing like I did before. My massage therapist told me that what she felt before is less now than what most of her patients come in with. She's amazed by this.
So, Tom, that is an example of a dysfunctional electrical chaotic loop the muscles were stuck in. And that's what Prolozone and the Trigger Point therapy did, is it sort of rebooted those muscles so that they went, it's like taking the battery out of them and then putting it back in, and now, hey, the software works. So now they're not stuck in that electrical chaotic loop. And it is remarkable. I so appreciate hearing your full story.
Well, I have to tell you, Doctor, I've been through a lot in my life. As I said, I'm an old cop. And a lot of things I went through were pretty violent. I've been hospitalized because of injuries as a result of my duty. I've been involved in 3 or 4 shootouts. I've had many things happen. None were as severe as what happened to this simple little injury in my neck. So disabling to me, to where I didn't care if I lived or died at times. And now it's like I have my life again. And in such a short period of time, I didn't know it was possible. I would not have dreamed it was possible. And thank God that I had a good pain doctor, Dr. Moore, who allowed me to search out other choices. He never once discouraged me. He was the only doctor, only pain doctor that didn't try to medicate my problem away. He constantly told me, in fact, the horrible results and the side effects of the narcotic pain medicine I had to be on, even though we both agreed at the time that that's what I had to do. I won't tell anyone not to take the medicine if they need it. I don't know what I would have done without that. I went from 10 to 12 pills of Percoset, all the other, Norco, all those a day, 10 to 12 a day. I mean, that's horrible. I got to where I couldn't take anymore because it wasn't doing me any good. The pain was still there. I haven't been on a narcotic pain pill for 2 months. I mean, that alone is a miracle for me. I mean, for someone to go from those type of, a couple years ago, from pain pills that were very high functioning in terms of narcotics, and disabling to me in many other ways in my life. You have all the side effects of it that are horrible, and I've suffered some of those. But I had a choice: take the pain pills or sit here and suffer horrible pain. Well, I still suffered the damn horrible pain, even though it was diminished slightly by the narcotics. I would not allow that to govern my life. And I told that to my doctor. I'm not going to allow this to take over my life. Maybe it would, but I was going to consider everything I could to fight this. And my pain doctor allowed me, Dr. Moore allowed me to do that. And the day I walked in to Dr. Harmon's office, changed my life. And I don't know what I would have done. Now, looking back, today, like I say, I'm still pretty emotional about it. Having had to recover from all of this, I went from this to 0. And that is a remarkable thing in my life, and I hope it is for others. I was given a new opportunity I was given a new opportunity to live again. I never had that. I never thought I would ever have that. I can do things now that I didn't think I could do before. I can drive wherever. I can sit in front of a computer. Unfortunately, because of this, I am left with weight limits. I am left with the side effects of the physical side effects of having 4 fusions in my neck. Here's what I can do with my neck. I can turn here. I can turn there. I can go here. I can't even finish a whole complete can of pop because I can't turn my head far enough back to empty it. If I need to turn left or right, I have to turn out a little bit in the lane because I can't look far enough to see if traffic is coming. I could never again hold a job that would require driving or lifting or most things that people just take for granted because of this, because of what they did to me. Well, thank God I can at least live with those results, but I don't have the pain anymore. And so that's why I'm here today.
Tom, thank you for sharing that. You got me back here all emotional. It's a very emotional story, and I really appreciate you sharing it.
Very welcome.